Errol Spence Jr. is a powerful fighter known for his aggressive style and unwavering drive to succeed. He started his professional boxing career in 2012, shortly after competing in the Olympic Games in London. Since then, he's won multiple championships and maintained an impressive knockout ratio. In a fight against Phil LoGreco, Spence showed off his ferocious finishing instincts and devastating power. Despite LoGreco's reputation as a tough competitor, Spence dominated the fight and landed a decisive right hook that sent LoGreco crashing to the mat. The referee stopped the fight as LoGreco struggled to get back on his feet. Spence's success in the ring is a testament to his hard work and dedication. He's a southpaw fighter with a relentless drive to overcome obstacles both in and out of the ring. As he prepares for his upcoming fight against Terence Crawford, fans eagerly anticipate another thrilling performance from this talented boxer. Spence's impressive record and impressive skills make him one of the most exciting fighters to watch in the sport today. His ability to deliver powerful punches and relentless attacks have earned him a reputation as one of the best fighters of his generation. As he continues to strive for greatness, fans can expect even more electrifying performances from this Texas tornado. Now let's take a look at Errol's next test. Chris Algieri, a former world title holder in the super lightweight division, faced a tough challenge in Errol Spence Jr. Despite his elusiveness, Algieri struggled to keep up with Spence's physical abilities. Spence's patient approach repeatedly forced Algieri onto the ropes, leading to his downfall. In the fourth round, Algieri was knocked down by a powerful left hand, and in the fifth, he went down again after squaring up in range. With Algieri looking wobbly, the veteran official stopped the fight, making Spence the first man to stop Algieri. This victory was Spence's biggest fight to date, and he hoped to face IBF welterweight king Kell Brook next. Before getting a shot at Kell Brook, Errol Spence Jr. faced off against Italian-based Leonard Bundu in a world title eliminator, and he was in destroy mode. Bundu tried to fight fire with fire, but Spence's body attacks took their toll, leaving him against the ropes more often. In the sixth round, fans witnessed Spence's speed and power as a right hook to the chin sent Bundu sprawling through the ropes. Errol Spence Jr. had been waiting for his shot at world honors, and finally, he got it. He traveled across the water to Sheffield, England to take on Kell Brook, the champion of the welterweight division and a fierce fighter known for his accuracy and timing. Brook's sharp jab and looping left hook proved to be a challenge for Spence, who struggled with some issues in the early rounds of the fight. However, Spence's grinding bodywork started to pay off in the latter portion of the bout. As Brook slowed down and became more of a sitting target, Spence took full advantage and continued to attack his opponent's body relentlessly. Despite Brooks' tenacity, he sustained visible damage to his eye in the 10th round, and in the same round, he was dropped by a powerful punch from Spence. Although Brook managed to get back on his feet, he spent the rest of the fight trying to stay upright and cling on to his title. In the 11th round, he took a knee from the punishment and told the referee that he couldn't see, prompting the referee to stop the fight and declare Spence the winner. After the fight, Spence expressed his desire to unify the titles and become the undisputed welterweight king, a feat that would cement his place as one of the greatest fighters of all time. With his impressive performance against Brook, Spence had shown the world that he was a force to be reckoned with and that he had what it takes to go all the way to the top of the welterweight division. Lamont Peterson, a fighter who had faced tough challenges in his life and had the tenacity to overcome them, had given up his WBA title in hopes of landing a lucrative fight against Errol Spence Jr. Peterson was a fighter who refused to quit, and he used his ring experience to try and drag Spence into deep water. However, Spence, who was just 28 years old at the time, was operating on another level. Despite Peterson's best efforts to slow him down, Spence outworked him round after round, spelling trouble for Peterson in round 5 with a powerful right hook and a half-blocked left hand that sent him reeling. As the rounds wore on, Peterson was taking a beating and his chances of victory were slim. His eyes were swelling shut, and he was saved from further punishment by his trainer, Barry Hunter, who threw in the towel before the start of the 8th round. It was a tough night for Peterson, but he had proven his mettle by stepping into the ring with a young, hungry fighter like Spence. For Spence, it was another step on his path to greatness as he continued to dominate the welterweight division and set his sights on unifying the titles. Errol Spence had the chance to unify 2 portions of the welterweight silverware as a super fight with Terence Crawford began to gather pace. Showtime Shawn Porter, a 2-time welterweight champion, held the WBC version to Spence's IBF. Though not always the most aesthetically pleasing fighter, Porter's physical strength and bull-rushing tactics made him a tough opponent for anyone, with only the best operators on the scene able to handle him. In their 12 rounds of action, Porter gave Spence all he could handle, and the Texan needed his superior speed and power to see the bout through. It was a highly intense battle, with both fighters pushing each other to the limit. But in the 11th round, Spence caught Porter with a crushing left hook to the jaw that opened up some daylight between the pair on the scorecards. This eased Spence's path to a points win, although the final verdict was split, with one judge scoring the fight in favor of Porter. Despite the split decision, Spence proved himself as one of the best in the business, and his desire to unify the titles and become the undisputed welterweight king continued to gather momentum. Errol Spence faced one of the biggest challenges of his career when he returned to the ring after more than a year away. But what made it even tougher was the fact that he had recovered from a car crash that could have cost him his life. Many wondered if he could still perform at the same level or if he would struggle to regain his previous form. Despite the doubts, Spence quickly put them to rest by using his jab to control Danny Garcia in their welterweight showdown. Garcia, a former two-time world champion from Philadelphia, was known for his counterpunching and quickness. However, Spence's relentless pressure and ring generalship made Garcia look hesitant and ineffective. Throughout 12 rounds, Spence looked like the same fighter that had dominated the division before his accident. He barely skipped a beat, displaying the same speed, power, and precision that had made him a unified champion. He used his left hand to great effect, targeting Garcia's eye and making it swell up. He also showed a good defense, slipping Garcia's punches and avoiding getting hit cleanly. In the end, Spence earned a unanimous decision victory, retaining his IBF and WBC titles. It was a remarkable comeback for the Texas native, who had overcome adversity to reclaim his spot at the top of the welterweight division. With this win, he proved that he was still one of the best fighters in the world and that his future was bright. Next for Errol Spence was a unification bout against Yordenis Ugas, who held the WBA title while Spence held the WBC and IBF titles. Ugas had defeated Manny Pacquiao, who was originally slated to fight Spence. Spence was the betting favorite with a record of 28-0, but the fight against Ugas was a tough one. Ugas had some success in the earlier rounds, and there was even a question of a potential knockdown in the 6th round. However, in the 10th round, Spence stopped Ugas due to a closed eye, resulting in a TKO victory for Spence. Now, the only belt left for Spence to capture in the welterweight division is held by the arguable pound-for-pound king of boxing, Terrence "Bud" Crawford, who holds a professional record of 39-0 with a knockout percentage of 76%. Fans are eagerly waiting for a potential showdown between the two superstars. Will Spence's speed and power be enough to dethrone Crawford? Let us know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to smash that like button and hit the bell icon to stay informed. That's all for today's video.